Hey YouTube, Nightcrawler here. Anyways, I wanted to do a part 2. Unfortunately, we did do all of our batoning that we needed to do with the knives already because, and I recorded it. At least I thought I was recording it. My phone gave me an error message later when I was reviewing the video saying, cannot be displayed. So it tends to do that sometimes, where I think I record something. There would have been a lot more videos out there if it hadn't given me that message, but it tends to do that sometimes. Basically, we used these 3 knives, and K-bar did great. My only complaint about the K-bar is you just can't get those big pieces of wood. You know, the blade, you just can't get the bigger. You don't have, if you use this much of the blade, you really don't have much surface to whack on, to get through the log. But it did fine for what it is, and definitely like the K-bar. Smith & Wesson, the Search and Rescue, did fine, did pretty good. It batoned, halfway decent, didn't give us any problems, split the wood. Did pretty good. What else? And then, the one we were actually testing was the buck hoodlum. Now, I don't know. The buck hoodlum did good. It batoned through the wood nice, split it and everything. The only problem I'm having is I have a bend. I have a little S-bend right here in my blade, and I'm not stoked about it because I didn't do a lot of batoning. I only did I didn't do very much really. We did like 2, maybe 3, 4 logs. I split them in half and that was it. So this only went through 3 or 4 logs, and it was all lubed up, WD-40'd and everything, and I have a slight bend in here, a little curve. You can feel it. How does that affect the performance of the blade? I don't know. Is it a fail, in my opinion? No, still a good knife, and I'm going to keep it because, honestly, I know my wife spent probably 130 bucks on this knife, and I'm just going to rough it out and see what it does. But if that bend gets any worse when I do some more, wood stuff, I'm going to send it back. And see if they'll send me a new knife, and then the new knife, I guess, will be a shelf queen or a backup to whatever knife I buy. For being as expensive as this knife is, on Buck's website, it's $230. On Amazon, you can probably pick it up for about $130. So, about $100 difference. But there's a little bit of controversy on this. Some people absolutely love them, and then some people are a little disappointed because, maybe like me, they bought into some of the hype of what this knife can do. And there's a guy out there who made a couple comments to some other people saying, hey, well, at least I saw it in one of his videos of his knife. That, by the way, well, whatever. But, and he made some comments around the way, lines of saying, you need to have a splitting wedge, and you need to have this, and you need to have that. Well, that's all fine and good, and maybe we're all idiots for doing what the designer of the knife said we could do with it, because maybe I'm a moron for watching the video that the guy, Ron Hood, who's no longer with us, I'm sorry to hear that, but he designed a knife, and he was going through much larger logs than I was. And he's basically giving you the go-ahead to do it. So, maybe I'm an idiot, but when the designer of the knife tells you, yeah, you can do this, and, that leads me to believe that you can. Maybe I'm stupid, who knows. But like I said, it's got that little curvature right here, little bend in the blade. Is that a kill factor for me? No. A little disappointed, not thrilled about it. especially since these cost, you know, 130 bucks. And the next, you know, do I want to go out and spend more money on another knife that's going to be the ultimate knife? Who knows? I don't think they're ever going to come out with a knife that just pretty much does what you want it to do. I think it's going to be this ongoing process forever and ever. I just kind of wanted one knife that, you know, was around this size, these features, that, you know, did what I wanted it to do. Lightweight, because, I mean, yeah, anybody can make a knife that's half-inch steel and, you know, you got basically a 3-pound knife, you know. Yeah, a lot of people can do that, and it'll be indestructible. But it's not light, and I probably won't carry it because it's too big or too heavy. So, is this a fail for the Buck Hoodlum? I don't think so. I dig the knife. I still love the knife. Like I said, I'm a little disappointed that I have this now curvature in my blade. That's kind of a bummer. There's, as far as I know, there's no way to fix that. And it's probably only going to get worse over time. I don't know if that's going to make a weak point in the knife or what. If it gets worse, I'll send it back, and then I guess I'll just have a backup knife that is a shelf queen to my real work knife. But as much money as these cost, I kind of was hoping for a little. I was hoping for a little bit more. Like I said, it's a great design knife. Maybe the type of steel that they use, that 5160, isn't the steel. Maybe that's not what it should be made out of. Maybe it should be made out of something else. But who knows? Definitely don't like that curvature. And regardless of what anybody says about it, that one guy who broke his knife at that notch right there, yeah, he was beating on it with a pretty substantial log. But you know what? I don't care. The designer of the knife said, you know, it can take it. He says, oh, this knife will take the abuse that you put it through. Well, I don't think that's completely true. And maybe it's just him trying to sell knives, but I'm sorry, you know. My opinion, that's not really the deal. I've done a lot more batoning with this K-bar, and I haven't had any issues with this. This, like I said, I just wish it was a little bit longer, you know, but the K-bar's done fairly well. No problems there, and it's not no quarter-inch thick back or anything, and it's probably half the price, I think. I don't know. Like I said, my wife bought me this one, too. So, from what I've looked at, yeah, it's cheaper. 20 bucks from Smith & Wesson, and this batoned, and it didn't bend up the blade. I don't know. And no, I did not use my Kershaw Blur. I love this knife. This is a cool knife. If you guys ever get one of these, this is a very cool knife. You can pick them up at Walmart for like 60 bucks now. When I bought this in 06, it was not at Walmart. It was at some knife store in the mall, when they had a knife store in the mall. And let's just say I paid out the ass, and I feel like a chump now since they sell it at Walmart for 50 bucks. But that's a great knife too. That's my everyday carry knife. Matter of fact, that should go back in the pocket because I'll forget it and not have it when I need it. But like I said, I figured I'd just show you guys an update on the Buck Hoodlum. Is it a complete fail? No, I don't think it's a complete fail, but a little bit disappointed. You know, steel versus wood. I don't know. I just kind of thought it would handle it a little better. But anyways, that's my rant or my complaint about it. Still like the knife. We'll probably still carry the knife until something drastic happens and I break it. And then I will be sending it back to Buck and saying I'm an idiot and I broke it. But you know what? You have a warranty, so send me a new one because... And then it'll, like I said, it'll go up on the shelf and look pretty. Alright guys, I'll catch you later.